Welcome to Monthly Money. In this series, I meet with a member of the audience over a video chat. I look at what they've been spending last month versus what they earn, and then see what goals they have, what they need to cut back on and save in order to meet those goals. This week, we will be meeting with Cade. Cade does his spending pretty well, but he's trying to get into a pretty risky rental property purchase where he'll actually be house hacking. However, even after the raise that he's getting pretty soon, it'll be making up a pretty large chunk of his post-tax income. And of course, if there's any issues with the tenants, he'll be responsible for taking care of that entire payment. Make sure to give this video a like so that YouTube recommends it to more people, and check out some of the fun links in the description below. And also remember that though these finances are 100% real, this is not official financial advice. These videos are made for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is Monthly Money. All right, so joining us on Monthly Money is Cade. Cade, thank you for being in this episode. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So how old are you and what do you do for a living?
I am 23 years old and I'm a business development analyst.
Perfect. And what do you make a year?
I make $75,000 a year if you count the 401k match.
What is it without the match? And what is the match?
It's it's 67,800 and then the match is 10%. And that match, they don't require like you to actually match it. They just provide that 10%.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a monthly statement from your company. I'm seeing brought in $2,386 for gross pay. Now, obviously, after federal taxes, Social Security taxes, Medicare taxes, state income tax, net pay $1,830.16. Does that sound right to you?
Yes, right now, I'm getting a promotion and that's effective in the middle of September. So I guess my pay that I mentioned was, it's like my future pay.
Oh, what is it now?
It's like 56,000 right now.
Are these bi-weekly?
Correct.
So I have you at about, on average, $3,965 a month after everything is said and done with 401k and taxes and everything like that currently. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
Perfect, because I would not want to judge your spending based off of future pay. That wouldn't make sense. So looking at your most recent spending, I see a couple different accounts. We have just your traditional bank statement and then BlockFi credit. Where would you say you spend the majority of your money on from those?
So my Fidelity credit card, that's like my main spending credit card. I put like pretty much all my spending on that credit card. I don't really use my debit card. And I don't really use my other two credit cards. I have one linked up to Apple Pay, so you might see a few transactions there, but mostly it's all my Fidelity where I get a 2% match or a 2% rewards.
Okay, perfect. So let's take a look at that BlockFi then and look at your statement, see what you spent money on within the last 30 days. All right, is this a McDonald's card? Because there's McDonald's, and then throwing it with a slightly healthier option, Subway, randomly.
So the McDonald's purchases were just like a smoothie here and there. Like you'll see like it's like $3 or $4. And then the Subway, my mom actually had me pick that up, so I was reimbursed for that.
Why are you going to McDonald's for smoothies when there's like smoothie places that are good?
I mean, I don't know. I like McDonald's smoothies, I guess.
Interesting. All right. And that's pretty much all on this card. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, because I usually just do it through like the app, so that's why like that card's linked up to Apple Pay, so it's just like easier that way.
And you never hold a balance on this, it looks like. Not that you spend much money on it anyway, but you never hold a balance, correct?
That would be correct, yes.
So your Fidelity card in the last 30 days, definitely more purchases here, but still not a crazy amount of purchases. UPS, doing some golfing, Raising Cane's, Chili's, Crooked Pint, Babe Sports Bar, Chili's, more Raising Cane's, Papa Murphy's, some dairy place, one Amazon trip. Two Amazon trips, but technically that's right outside of that 30 days. So that's actually not that crazy. You must be dating because Chili's is pretty cheap, and that's $31 at Chili's, or you're just getting incredibly hammered.
That would be the latter.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, never mind. So let's see here. So right now you're at $244 within 30 days spent on essentially restaurants and or fast food alone. Now, bringing in essentially $4,000 after taxes a month, and of course you're getting a raise, that's actually not that crazy. Essentially, you're spending 6% of your post-tax income going out to eat, at least via the two accounts that we've seen so far. What do you think about that?
I think it sounds about right. I could definitely cut back a little bit for sure.
Okay, and then looking at your just regular bank statement, it doesn't look like you spend money on here. There's some Venmos, but it's just paying off cards and transferring back and forth, right?
That'd be correct, yes.
Good. So really, you spend 6% of your post-tax income on going out to eat, and that seems to be your vice. At least in the statements that I've seen, there was like 2 Amazon purchases. One was outside the 30 days. There was a pit stop thing, and there was a golfing thing. But really, within the 30% that can be allotted to wants, you only spend 6% going out to eat. That's not bad at all. That's not crazy. So where's the rest of this money going?
So I maxed out my Roth for this year and last year. So it's going a lot to investing. My 401k is only about 2,000, and I've only put like 1,000 in it of my own money. The rest is just all that match. And then I'm saving up right now for a down payment on a house. And then I've also got a savings account with about 12,000. So that's money you're not seeing as well.
Okay, perfect. So that's your Okay, so the 12,000, that's your emergency fund?
Correct. That would be my emergency fund that I'm saving up for.
And what do you have saved on the side for this home purchase?
So my account right now for my down payment and closing costs are 7,000. I get paid on the 22nd, so that'll make it about 9,000. And I'm also going through a program where you get about 20,000 of down payment assistance. And that's just a grant where you don't have to pay it back. You get closing costs and part of your down payment just paid for. And then I met with a lender, and they're saying they need about 8 to 9,000 from me, depending on my mortgage rate, for a 5% down, and then all the closing costs.
So how much, including what you're putting down and what the program's putting down, what percentage is going to be your total percentage down?
My total percentage down will be 5%.
Why are you doing under 20?
Because ideally I'd do 20% to get the PMI out, but I think it's a really good opportunity right now for me to buy because I'll be house hacking, meaning I'll have 2 roommates and my rent will only be about $500 to $600, which is actually pretty stellar rent. And then I'll also build equity in the house. So I think it's a really good opportunity for me to buy right now.
Yeah, that's a really cool situation, house hacking. I do like that idea if you're doing it that way. So that's pretty cool. This thunder is really loud. I'm curious if it's coming over through the video, but it's crazy. Okay. Really just looking at your monthly spending, dude, you're in a good place. I'm excited to see you do this home purchase.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about the affordability of it? Because obviously there's risks with tenants and house hacking, right? Like they could, like, I'm gonna make them sign a lease, but they could dip after the lease, and I'll be responsible for that, what, $2,000 mortgage. Um, so I did want to hear some of your thoughts on this.
Yeah, there's definitely a risk, and with a minimal percent down, it's giving you that larger liability month to month. Being able to make sure you can foot over that bill. A lot of it, also depends on the price of the house that you're looking to purchase. What is the price range you're looking at?
So I found a couple I like around the 270 range. So that is the range I'm looking at, which is about like a $2,000 mortgage, but probably cheaper than that actually.
A $2,000 mortgage, and you'll probably be at like $5,000 or $4,500 post tax. It's a little bit of a stretch, and that's after your promotion. So I like the idea of house hacking. Little nervous with the percentage of your income that would have to go to pay the mortgage if you had one, trouble finding tenants, or your tenants screwed you over. So it's a risky situation. Would I personally do it? I love house hacking. I am uncomfortable with the payment that is coming from the leverage. House hacking's never going to go away. You're going to be able to house hack. With how much money you can save right now, I would rather save my butt off for the next 6 months, a couple thousand, $3,000 after your new promotion. Why not even $4,000? Just save it. Put 20% down on a home and house hack the crap out of that. And then with the house hacking with 20% down, no PMI, lower interest rate, the interest rates could rise, but of course, you could, with more down, you'll receive a better one, at least at the time, compared to what you'd be receiving if you only put 5% down. Man, I don't know. I think your house hacking could then completely cover your mortgage expenses, and you'd be minimizing the risk. That being said, I wouldn't be angry if you did this. I just wouldn't be personally comfortable on my own end. Sounds like you're very excited about it. Sounds like you're really excited to do it, and you want to do it now, and you're only going to put 5% down. I don't like that. Though, with the Burr method, what is it? And I haven't done the Bigger Pockets in a long time, but it's buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. It's something similar, and they do like FHA, minimal down, again, on the riskier side, and that is okay. But it's really only okay if it comfortably fits within your budget, and without the tenants, this doesn't. So, yeah.
Ideally, you're right. I should just stay at home for the next 6 months and just store away cash. But realistically speaking, I'm 23 years old. I'm never gonna get younger. It's gonna be my girlfriend living with me. So there's a lot less risk with my girlfriend rather than like just a random tenant. And the other tenant's gonna be one of my best friends. Um, so I think that adds to the security of the situation. It's not just gonna be random tenants that like I could like not like or anything.
That is true. There's some extra security, especially on the friend end. Girlfriends break up with people, so and boyfriends break up with people too. I wouldn't necessarily add that as a sense of security. The friend, I think, is a little more secure in that context. But 23, not getting younger, I don't vibe with that. You're 23. Fuck off. You'll be young when you're 24. You'll be young when you're 25. You'll be young when you're 26. Will you be getting younger? No. But 6 months of sacrifice is nothing when it comes to the rest of your life. And being in a better position, having more money in your pockets with a better investment at the end of each month with this property will allow you to turn that money into more cash flowing properties quicker if you just wait 6 months.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Another thing I'll say is that I'm gonna be charging my friend about $800 of rent. So that puts my mortgage, like I'm at a max of like 1,200. So if me and my girlfriend were to split and then she moves out, like I'll only be responsible for a $1,200 mortgage, um, for as long as he lives there. And
For as long as he lives there.
yeah, um, then yeah,
Again, wouldn't be upset if you did it because it's a risk that you're taking. You understand the risk. I would extend your emergency fund a little larger, which again, if you're rushing into this now, you keep your emergency fund at 12,000. I'd rather see that be able to take care of this and your living expenses for probably even like 9 months, since it's a little riskier, maybe even 12. That's what I did for the YouTube thing. I didn't do the full-time YouTube until I knew I could cover it for a year. So it's a little risky. Wouldn't be upset at it. I personally would not do it, but that's fine.
that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, your spending's pretty good on a monthly basis in general towards what you've put towards savings account and other things like that. Looking pretty good. Just think it over. Don't try to rush into this mortgage thing. And I think in the end, you'll still be doing pretty well.
How do you feel about my car loan?
What's your monthly payment?
336.
It fits in there. Now I hate the mortgage purchase more though.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Fits in your budget. I don't like car payments in general. I don't think most financial people like car payments in general. Leverage on depreciating assets. However, that being a mandatory payment while getting into a risky situation with the mortgage, I don't like it.
My interest rate is like 2.24%. So how do you feel about like a very low interest debt like that?
Makes me less upset if people keep it. I still wouldn't do it because, again, I like taking leverage out on assets that make me money instead of assets that go down in value. But it's whatever. However, it is a minimum monthly payment that you are required to pay, and you will be required to pay it if something bad happens with the tenants and you're required to pay an entire $2,000 mortgage as well.
Yeah, there's certainly risks to it, but there's also you have to weigh those risks with the opportunities, and I think the opportunities outweigh the risks.
Yeah, you definitely have to weigh it against the opportunities. I think the opportunity of waiting an extra 6 months outweighs your current opportunity, but that's just me.
Fair enough.
All right, man. Well, thanks for hopping on and letting me go through your money and give my opinion, which is what I enjoy doing.
For sure. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Let Cade know what you think about his financial situation in the comments below. And if you're interested in joining my private Discord where you can actually see these things happen live and chat with me every day, all day, and join some weekly video chats, check that out in the description as well. A special shout out to my 4 Cups of Coffee Patreon members, Clayton006, Nicholas Daly, Jason Springs, Sam I Am, Tyler Chong, Timothy Williams, Drew Smith, Zilch Fox, Abdil Martinez, Mark, and Josh Bennett. And my 8 Cups of Coffee supporters, thank you for making the dream come true. Anthony, I love you so much. Anonymous supporter, I love you so much. Joseph Strickland, I love you so much. And Sam V03, I love you so much. You guys are the best. Subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks.